Iran finds itself in a dramatically escalated geopolitical posture as President Masoud Pezeshkian publicly declared that the country is in a full-scale war with the United States, Israel and Europe, remarks that have heightened tensions just as key diplomatic meetings are taking place in Washington and Florida. Speaking in a lengthy interview published on the official website of Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Pezeshkian asserted that Iran's diplomatic and security situation has become complicated and difficult, claiming that Western powers do not want Iran to stand on its feet. He described the current confrontation as even more complex and challenging than Iran's long and brutal 1980s war with Iraq. Pezeshkian said Iran remains determined to protect its sovereignty and national interests despite foreign pressure, economic sanctions, and diplomatic isolation. He warned that if the United States or Israel were to launch further strikes, Tehran would respond decisively. The president's comments come amid an already strained regional atmosphere. In June 2025, a 12-day conflict broke out between Iran and Israel, during which Israel conducted airstrikes on several Iranian nuclear and military sites. The United States subsequently joined those operations with its own strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, contributing to significant casualties and destruction. Iran reported over 1,000 casualties from the June fighting, including senior military and nuclear personnel. In retaliation, Iranian missile barrages killed dozens in Israel before a ceasefire was brokered. These clashes effectively stalled nuclear negotiations and deepened distrust between Tehran and Western capitals. Pezeshkian's remarks also reflect the impact of economic sanctions reimposed by France, Britain, and Germany through the United Nations in response to Iran's nuclear program. Tehran views these measures as part of a broader strategy by Western powers to weaken the Islamic Republic politically and economically, a campaign it now frames as an aspect of this full-scale war. Despite these pressures, Pezeshkian claimed that Iran's military strength, in terms of both personnel and equipment, is stronger now than before the June conflict, signaling Tehran's belief in its growing deterrent capability. The timing of Iran's declaration coincides with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's visit to the United States, where he is meeting U.S. President Donald Trump. Discussions are expected to focus on Gaza peace efforts and the perceived Iranian threat, including concerns about ballistic missile and nuclear capabilities. Trump has publicly warned Iran against reconstituting its nuclear program, while also supporting Israeli security concerns. International reactions to Pezeshkian's statement vary. Western officials have dismissed the rhetoric as political posturing, while some regional actors continue to call for restraint and renewed diplomacy, though substantive negotiations remain elusive. What it means. Analysts suggest that Iran's leadership may be using the full-scale war language both to solidify internal unity in the face of economic hardship and to bolster its stance ahead of diplomatic and strategic challenges on the world stage. Whether this reflects a genuine shift toward expanded military confrontation or a calculated move in geopolitical signaling remains a key question for policymakers and observers in the Middle East and beyond.